Yeah.
No,
That's
that's true.
huge.
I think now would be as good a time as Eddie to discuss just the fucked up week in wrestling. Like how many suspensions, how many releases, how many charges have been brought up on everyone from Dave Lagano to Corny. I mean, what are
Yeah.
he and his wife doing in that basement? Is what.
This Matt Riddle shit is out of control.
What happened there? First, it was we're taking
So
Matt Riddle off TV because he's got charges. Then
she
it
can't.
was we're putting him back because his lawyer put something out. Now we got the text messages from his wife to the supposed stalker.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It
Yeah.
there's so much shit you can do with technology now. Like,
True.
why would his lawyer say, "Hey, I did this for my client, and I have them," and then she comes back with all of this stuff? Well, okay, if you have that stuff, why was he putting a restraining order on you?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
was he going to these lengths if he's the one
Saying that you stalked him.
doing well, not even if he's the one doing all of these things to her, wouldn't she be the one that puts the restraining order on him?
But that's he's supposedly doing all these things to her, but yet he put the restraining order on her,
Exactly.
claiming that she was stalking him. So now I'm cross-eyed because it's like, wait, and you kind of believed him because like chicks are into Matt Riddle. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but they are. And
He's the
you know,
bro.
so you're like, okay, that's believable. And then you start seeing these text messages between his wife and the supposed stalker, and you're like,
But the thing is it
mm,
really his wife? Is it not? It could be something
well,
totally. Because I mean, you've got apps where you know how you see those text message things that go on Facebook.
oh yeah, you can
Obviously,
cut and paste
they
things
have
together and
apps
make them look
to.
legit. But I still have yet to see like a statement or a tweet or anything from Matt's wife saying like that wasn't me. And you would think that'd be the
Yeah.
first thing out of her mouth if it wasn't her. But now this has been out there, and I think it was even brought up before his lawyer came with the statement and said that Matt pressed charges and all that good stuff. And then it kind of faded away, and then it came back into the limelight after SmackDown Friday night. And yet
Mhm.
his wife has said nothing. You think she'd be right out there like, yeah, no, she's a stalker. That wasn't me. I don't know who said that, well, or put that together or whatever the fuck. But no, it was not.
The
She's been,
lawyers could have told them to keep their mouths shut and don't say nothing.
Yeah.
that's
If you
true.
say something,
True
you
that.
could only make it worse for yourself. And
That's very true.
WWE that's something that their lawyers would tell them
Yeah.
because he's a big name for them right now.
I mean,
Yeah. Huge
goddamn.
liability.
Outside of Riddle, I mean, the list goes on and on this week.
Listen,
Yeah.
NXT UK single-handedly got
They're-
picked apart in one day.
Like they need
They
a whole
have-
new roster. It was like really everyone, like even the again, I've said it to you guys, but like David Starr, that fucking hurt. I loved that guy, and when I saw all this stuff come out and all these, and all the
Yeah.
stuff from the woman
Ex-
and everything
Yeah.
else, so like,
all the excuses and
oh no, I had never even heard the term gray rape until that article about David Starr. I did not know there was such a thing. I figured
As
there's
what?
gray
Gray
rape. Like what
Fuck
the
is
fuck
that?
does that? It's basically like when she doesn't. I looked it up, and it's basically when a woman doesn't say no but doesn't enjoy the sexual
when
experience,
she's
like
pressured.
she basically gets pressured and lets you do something that she might not want done, but she doesn't verbally or
She
physically
doesn't.
convey.
Yeah. She doesn't feel in that moment. She doesn't feel empowered enough to say no. She doesn't feel safe enough to say no. Either you have a position. He has a position of power over her, a position of dominance, of strength, of force. And so by saying no, I put myself at jeopardy. So
Right,
I'm going to
yeah,
say
okay.
yes because
Okay.
whether it's physical, I'm going to be in physical harm, or for a lot of them, it was their career.
Yeah.
It's crazy because it was a lot of them were their trainers, and their excuse or their their defense of it is, well, we had a relationship and it just turned sour and now they're upset. My question is, why is a 40-year-old trainer having a relationship with a 16-year-old girl in the first place? That's the scummy, you know what I mean? Like, if you weren't doing that, then allegations would never arise. And that's what the problem was. It was these young girls who were trying to fulfill their dreams of being wrestlers and going to these wrestling academies, hoping to be trained and hone their craft. And instead, we had these dirty old men take advantage of them and say, "You want to be on my show? Well, you know what it's gonna take." And they couldn't. They felt they couldn't say no. Hence, there was no or yes, so it's not a consent gray rape, which
But I never,
is still a scummy
I had
thing
never
to do.
in my very long existence heard that term until I read that article. And
It's kind of a position that you hope to
I
never
went-
see yourself in or anyone that you
Well,
know in.
oh,
so
no, absolutely
you kinda
not.
don't
Like,
want to know that term.
No,
Yeah.
I've actually like, I'm fourth wall break in real life. I've actually stopped somebody who was trying to rape a young girl.
Yeah.
So I do not. I don't know
see, and
anything
that's-
about gray rape. I know if somebody's
that's-
saying no, and I hear somebody saying no
Yeah.
from off in the distance, I'm gonna come kick somebody's ass. I had never heard
And
of
that's
gray
the
rape.
thing that's making this whole situation even worse and even scummier. The fact that how many wrestlers in the locker room saw this? How many wrestlers that were sharing houses saw them taking the girls, a little intoxicated, maybe had a little much to drink after the show, back to the bedrooms and turned a blind eye, knowingly, unknowingly, and didn't do anything to stop it. Like,
Hopefully unknowingly. Because like if you've all been drinking and you see a friend take a girl to his bedroom, you're just thinking, oh, okay, he's getting it. And if you don't hear somebody screaming or saying no or whatever, you figure, okay, he's getting, I can't blame anybody else. I blame David Starr directly, and I love that guy, but not anymore. Like, fuck that. I don't care if it was gray, white, blue. I don't give a shit. You did it.
Yeah.
Fuck you. End of story.
On a much better note, Dom, they went and followed us. Now we gotta follow them.
I did follow them.
For Top Rope?
I'm pretty sure I did. I clicked on their link from the Instagram and I hit subscribe.
Okay.
So shout out to Dirty Heels Podcast because we're subscribed to you. You're subscribed to us.
One big family.
Yeah. It's, there's no competition in wrestling shows, baby. We're all the same. We're all just one big happy family. We're all a big happy wrestling community. Well, not so happy this week, but typically big happy wrestling community. Now the weird one is because we've talked about it from the women's side, but then we had kind of TJ Perkins in that position of there were older women. He was 15. They wanted to do things with him. He may not have wanted to, or may have been intimidated, or whatever else, but he was pretty much forced to do it in order to keep his training going. And
that's emotionally damaging to someone right there.
I
can imagine, like, I'm sure there are people out there who probably think, like, well, what were you complaining about? A couple 20-year-olds want to have a three-way. What's the big deal? Well, maybe you don't want to. Not everybody is like that. I might be like that, but not everybody is. And obviously, the circumstances being the way they were, it does work both ways. And my heart goes out to TJ Perkins. Like, if you were scarred by all this, if you were just trying to do your job, like, that sucks. It sucks for any of you, but you don't really hear it a lot from a male perspective. So for him to come and speak out like that kind of spoke volumes. Yeah.
It's brave to admit, for a guy to admit that he was a
like,
victim.
bravo.
Like that.
Huge. Because, and I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure he's going to catch flack for some people, but fuck those people. You did the right thing.
Yeah, no one should ever make you feel uncomfortable at any time. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is.
But, we've all talked about on the show about Jordan Devlin and the position they put him in with the cruiserweight title. And then we heard this.
That's why they stripped him. It wasn't because he was fucking locked in. I think they knew something was coming.
No, I do think they stripped him because he was locked in. I'm pretty sure they're going to fire his ass after what he did.
Well, shit, Jack Gallagher got fired. He
Gone.
didn't even
Jack
Yeah.
Gallagher, he was in the same sort of like sexual assault type of situation.
What about
Yeah.
Wolfgang?
Wolfgang, same thing.
Like Jarrow, another one.
Yeah, I think. No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to. I don't want to go on.
What's
Think.
his name? I can't think of his name right now.
I thought there was
No.
another guy in Gallus who was actually accused of the
Yeah,
same
I'm
thing.
seeing this.
But
Yeah,
that
the
might-
dude with the horns. The dude with
Yeah,
the
like
horns.
Oh,
Jarrow,
Ligero.
that guy, yeah.
Yeah, that's not
And
Gallus, but
another one,
Ligero. Yeah, he
Haskins,
was
something
accused.
Haskins. Trevor Haskins. Is that someone? Can't think of the names right now, but yeah, another
Travis
bunch of them have
Banks.
been coming
Yeah,
out.
I don't want to. I don't want
Banks,
to put it
that
out
one.
there.
Travis Banks, maybe him.
I don't
that
want to
guy.
put it out there unless we know for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, the
because
list
God
is
forbid
out
we
there.
say the wrong name.
Allegedly
I
safe for
ain't
everyone.
got-
Keep us safe.
Yeah, allegedly with some of these because I ain't got the money
Yeah.
for lawyers.
Yeah,
So, but it's been a shitty ass week for wrestling. Like, and not even like in ring. Shit's been all right. Like, I'll admit, I tuned into SmackDown because I just did not have anything better to do, and I actually enjoyed a good portion of it. I was not expecting to, and of course, when I heard Matt Riddle was actually going to be on it, I was like, I want to see what they do with him, because we had talked about that going into his debut. Like, is Vince McMahon now going to get his pound of flesh out of Matt Riddle for all the tweets, the incidents with Brock and that kind of stuff? And it certainly didn't look like it on his first night when he walks in and beats AJ Styles, like right after AJ got his Intercontinental
Right in
title.
that mix for that title.
And
He might have been, unless all of a sudden this shit pops back up, because again, they removed him and they put him back on, then they let him beat AJ. So maybe they know more than we know.
oh, they definitely do.
Typically,
I bet you everything
they
that
do.
his lawyer had,
Typically.
he sent over there.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
typically they know more than we do. There's been a few cases like Benoit where they think they know and they have no
Don't.
fucking clue. But typically they know better.
I think
so-
since that happened, they've gotten a lot better about stuff like
a
that.
lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that was like, honestly, that was probably like a once in a lifetime situation. Like, usually when you hear that a wrestler has died young, you're like, oh shit, but it happens. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
Especially back then. I mean, we had Kurt Hennig, we had the Boss Man, we had all these wrestlers dropping at like barely the age of 40. So when you heard that Benoit died, it was like, oh, okay, it's the next in line because it had happened so much to that point. But then all of a sudden you find out
The double
like,
homicide.
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
that's
there's a
coming
little
up.
more to the story. All of a
There's
sudden,
more-
it's not
more
exactly the
juice to that.
same.
Yeah.
As Kurt Hennig or the Boss Man or whoever, and so you couldn't really blame him for it. But yeah, I think you're right, Bruce. Since that situation, they've really been like paranoid about people and
what
way
they
things-
do outside the ring.
and how things went down outside the ring before they go about their business. So seeing Matt Riddle on television might give you an idea that maybe he's in the clear. But then you see all these guys getting released, and you're like, first you're like, good, because fuck them. And obviously, if they're being released, this is not a Matt Riddle situation. Like WWE
Yeah.
Or
knows
Velveteen
what's going
Dream.
on.
Even
Yeah.
Dream's still on TV, so obviously they know something that we don't know
Yeah.
about this whole situation. Because
Yeah,
if it was anybody else and they were in that situation, and Enzo's a perfect example.
yeah.
If he would have went to WWE and said, "Hey, look, this is happening. This is what happened. This is what's going on,"
Although,
and they would
the
have
thing-
gotten out in front of it,
The thing
and
with
he'd
Enzo
still have a job.
The thing with Enzo, it's kind of a tricky thing because a lot of people like to turn to that for the argument that the accuser isn't always right.
I
That
think I know where
sometimes
you're
they
going.
are lies, and that maybe Enzo shouldn't have been fired because the accusations weren't correct. But let's not get things twisted. The accusations on Enzo were that he was at a party doing crack, smoking coke, doing drugs, and raped the girl. He came
Right.
out saying, "I didn't rape the girl. I was at this
But he
party,
never
and
said-
we were doing drugs." but
He
I
never
just
said he
touch
didn't
the
smoke
girl."
crack or do
Yeah, exactly.
drugs or any of that other stuff.
He was
He
at
just said,
that way. Yeah, he was on the clear of the rape, but the fact that he was
But the rest
partying
of
with
it-
underage people doing
and not
drugs
only that,
was
because-
the straw that broke the camel's back. You know,
Brucey and I, Brucey and I covered this and talked about this a lot when we were on another podcast. And Enzo had gotten into so much shit
That hot water,
backstage in
exactly.
WWE. They were looking for any good reason to let go
Yeah.
of his ass. And when they saw this, they went, "Oh, thank God, get out!"
Yeah, they had
Like the
their
whole
reason.
thing about him like dressing in his own little bus or something like that because they wouldn't let
nobody
him back in
wanted
the
him.
locker room and all the strip club bullshit and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all that. They were fed up with Enzo and they were just looking for a good reason to get rid of him. And that was there was no better reason at that point. It was like, bye.
Yeah.
It was
They
like,
heard
oh, but I
drugs
didn't
and
rape her. Yeah, but
underage
you
and-
still smoke crack. Bye,
Yeah,
Enzo.
you were still in a hotel room in Phoenix doing drugs, homie.
Right? So,
Yeah.
you know, there was more to Enzo than just the girl. You know,
The
there was a
fake
lot of
accusations,
backstage
yeah.
heat.
And
There
that's
was a
what
lot
kind of
of
bothers me
run-ins
though when
prior.
you see him use as that one of well, not all accusations are real, but I get it. But when you got a lot of these girls got screenshots, a lot of these girls have DMs, and that we can't sugarcoat it, man. A lot of men are scum. You and I, we're exceptions to that rule.
No, we're all right. But a lot of men.
Yeah, I can see a lot of these guys. You
A
know,
lot of dudes are scum.
using
Not
that.
all. Not all. But a lot.
A lot of
Like,
these-
we're some
yeah,
good dudes on this show. A lot of dudes.
always.
Like, Brucey's a good dude. Evil Evan, good dude. I'm a so-so dude. Like, out of the three of us, I'm probably third. But
I'm a good brother.
yes. We're all good dads. That much I can
Yes.
that much I can verify. We're all good dads.
Yes.
And you know, the other thing about when he said Velveteen Dream, it reminded me because this is kind of a similar situation of Justin freaking Roberts, man. What was he doing with a 16-year-old? Like, seriously, dude, what are you, 30-something? What are you doing with a 16-year-old?
Bro, these girls look like they're 20 now, and they have the fake IDs to friggin' go with their look.
Yeah.
I get
It
that,
could be.
but
It could be one of those situations. I don't know. I'm not making excuses.
no, I know.
but,
I've
like,
had a personal friend of mine from back in Philly, like, meet a girl at a bar, have a great night with her and take her to a hotel. Things happen the way they happen when you take a girl to a hotel after a bar. And the next morning, the cops are kicking in the door, and it turns out the girl's only 15, and she's got a fake ID, and now he's going to jail for something that he had no clue.
Yeah.
Like, even if he asked her for ID, he would have been like, "Oh, you're 20-something? Okay."
Yeah, it looked legit to him. That's
Well,
crazy.
it looks legit when she shows you the ID, and
That's
she's
why,
sitting,
yeah.
and
The
she's
ID
sitting
looks-
in a bar, by the way, with alcohol
Yeah.
at 1:00 in the morning. Like, that looks definitely legit. You know when it doesn't look legit? When the cops kick the door in. Like, that much
Yeah.
I get. But
When
as
you got
far
that
as
blue dot
Justin-
on that map for fucking sexual predator, that's when it's not looking too legit.
right, it looked legit until that moment. But with Justin, like, I don't know if he ever met this girl. I don't know if he talked to her online. I don't know that much. I just know he was going back and forth with her, getting pictures from this girl, doing whatever, and she's like 16 and he's like 30-something. Minimum.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that would be like, and I would never, but that would be, and she's also 20, but that would be like me hitting Hope up, asking her for naked pictures and shit from our group. Like, I look at her and I'm like, no, I am old enough to be your dad. I am not going to creep you out like that. Not going to happen. No.
I don't care how great of an announcer I am. I'm not gonna do that, Mr. Roberts. I don't know what you were thinking. Yeah.
No, like, if I ever got, like, big and famous and some 16-year-old girl was trying to hit on me, I would be like, for what? Do you need money to go to the movies? Like, what? I'm 40. Like, no.
I'm like, how about instead of booby pics, how about you Venmo me my fucking my car registration payment? That's what I
right?
want. So I want 16-year-old girls
How about you-
Venmoing my rent. Yeah.
How about you? How about you hit me back on your 21st birthday or something? I don't know, but it's that just I know it to each their own, but at the same time, that just feels too young. When somebody's half your age, like, yeah, it's cool, but it's cringy. Don't do it.
Very.
It's cringy as fuck, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. We're all late 30s, early 40s kind of year-old guys. Could you imagine if like Hope started asking us, "Do you want pictures of me?" Like, no, I don't.
No, I'm good.
No, I got
Yeah.
championship belts back here older than you. I don't need that.
Got dust in my garage older than you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
No.
no, sorry. Like, I know some people are like, "Oh, I do it." Yeah, yeah, good for you. That's just, I don't know. Feels cringy.
Yeah.
Feels cringy. That's all.
No good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some of the others because there were so fucking many. Dave Logano was the crazy one.
Yeah.
Like that just popped out. Like,
And then when you see that the statement they put out, the NWA is going to shut down because they need to restructure all of their production staff.
yeah, is it
makes
just
me
Dave?
think that I
Or
think
is
he's
it
taking
more?
the fall, and there was probably a bunch that were swapping pics and hey, check out who I just banged, or it was something.
Yeah.
You don't shut down your entire production when you let go of just one guy, unless you're
They
Billy
don't-
Corgan, the money man.
So
I just don't see how they're not going forward.
according to the latest reports, he just resigned due to the sexual assault allegations, and they
He
have
took one for the
suspended
team.
all NWA programming,
Yeah.
which I guess
took
is
one for the
everything
team.
Carneyland at this point until further notice. I'm trying to skim through.
Well,
They
he's
were planning their
he's
big
the head
comeback
of
show,
all
right?
of that. Like
Right.
he's the one that puts out all the content.
Yeah.
Like Corgan just writes the checks. He was
But then in that
the
case,
man.
why
Okay,
should it
so
take long to write a check to someone else?
the official statement from NWA goes as follows. Pursuant to allegations made by pro wrestler Liz Savage on her Twitter account on June 18th, NWA VP Dave Lagana has resigned his position effective immediately, as well as production of NWA content will be temporarily halted pending a restructuring of executive management positions. Now, they don't say in this official statement or any of these reports that I'm looking through whether or not anybody else was accused.
Yeah.
And obviously he is the lead producer of everything NWA. So to lose him is a big blow.
Big head.
So they could just be suspending those shows because he's literally the lead on it. Like let's say I drop out, for some reason. I'm not saying allegations like this because never happened. But let's say like I end up in the hospital or something and I can't do this show. It would fuck up all of Fox 10 production. Everybody would be like, anybody know Dom's logins? Because I can't publish nothing. I can't get on Zoom. This is bullshit.
Fingers crossed that it comes out that it is only Dave, because if it comes out that we, Zicky Dice involved and we're going to have Eli Drake involved, I couldn't take it. My little evil heart would shatter if you see more names
Eli,
coming in.
By the way, Eli is a good dude. He's got a good girlfriend. He's got a good show. He got rid of my beer gut for me. Thank you, Eli. There was no way that man's gonna get involved in those allegations.
Never.
And by the way, if anybody could if anybody sees this and they happen to know him, could you just tap him on the shoulder and tell him that we would like to do a crossover episode like we did with Clark Street with the Eli Drake show? That'd be dope. He can call me a dummy all damn day, and it's just gonna be dummy. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, sir. Dummy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love that dude.
Yes.
I mean, it's obviously he's kind of, I wouldn't say gone completely facing NWA, but before that is like TNA, he was probably one of the biggest heels in all of wrestling, like pre MJF, Impact, that sort of era. I fucking love that guy. If he does a crossover with us, I don't know. I'll walk his dogs for the rest of the year. I don't know. I'll do something.
Strapping strokes, what you'll do.
Oh, my wife will groom your dogs for free for the rest of their lives.
Yo, pimping
what
up
you gonna
your
do,
wife.
Eli? She's a damn good groomer too. She's got professional commercial ads where she's groomed the dog and the dog does a commercial or does something. She she's hot shit. You like dog groomers, Eli. I've seen your show. Think about it. But yeah, it's just been wild. And going into fucking Father's Day too.
Yeah.
Like I know Evan's living the SoCal life, but we're literally 9 minutes away from Father's Day at this point, and it's like
Holy
this is
shit.
this is what you're gonna do to us? Really?
Yeah, our one escape from the fucking shitty world, and
Right?
this is what we get for Father's Day.
Because it's not like don't get me wrong, we all love wrestling. We do this show every week, sometimes 2-3 times a week, because we enjoy the shit out of it. But at the same time, like with the way the world's been lately, between viruses, lockdowns, riots, protests, more virus, you know, this shit is how we get away. Like let's get
Yep.
away from that. We're all way too wrapped up in this shit, way too anxious, way too angry about certain situations. Let's just get away from it and let's talk about wrestling and let's joke about this and let's laugh about that.
Yeah.
Let's say Scarlett's hot. Let's forget about it for a while.
Yeah, let's say TikTok.
And then
for a
this shit
while,
starts in wrestling. We're like, really? Is nothing sacred?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and you know, 2020 is one thing, but you know, back in the day, there were all these wrestlers who, you know, thanks to their gimmick, their characters, their spot, they felt this like sense of power,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
not just in the ring. I mean, anywhere. You know, anytime a wrestler got busted or something, it was always some crazy thing. It was always they did this, that, the other. It wasn't just sexual assault or something. It was more like some Enzo shit. Like they had drugs and
Yeah.
they raped somebody and they beat
Yeah.
somebody up and they did this and you know and that all died out for a
A
while,
while.
a long while,
Yeah.
and now all of a sudden it's come back, and
Not fun.
it's like there.
It's not the nostalgia I wanted.
Yeah, when we talk about when we talk about the way to use nostalgia, you know, or talk about the way WWE
Yeah.
does it wrong or AEW gets it right or whatever, this is not even close to part of that
Yeah.
conversation. It just
This is
isn't.
not the attitude era we wanted.
Like you
No.
know, we do not want to. We do not want to be sitting here talking about all this shit and defining gray rape. Like I don't think it's a thing.
Yeah.
I loved Evan. Either she's moaning and screaming for more, or I'm not fucking doing it. That's
Yep.
me.
Walking away. Yeah.
If you're not loving
There's
it, I'm done.
Either like the lights from the landing are flashing, waving me in,
Right?
or I'm diverting to a different airport. I'm
checking.
sorry.
I'm checking all the
Yeah.
signs. Are your toes curling? Are you shaking? Are you moaning? Okay, we're good. If not,
I
all right,
literally want
I'm
TSA
done.
with like, I want those like big yellow cones where like,
Right.
you know, the light flashlight hands
Right.
flying,
Right.
waving
If
me in.
I'm done. You chill. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
in the bathroom with my strap.
I got my belt. I'll be back.
I'm only hurting myself. Okay. You know, I just fuck you regardless of who you may think you are or where you're signed to or whatever titles you won, you're basically still playing a character here. You have no real power over anyone, not even in a ring, because the shit is, you know, as much as we love it, the shit is predetermined. So
pretty
you don't have
choreographed.
any power. The guy telling you whether you're going to win or lose, that's the one with
Yeah.
the fucking power, not you. Except for Dave Lagana. You had the power. You just fucking abused it. You can go to
You
hell.
blew it.
Right there, Dave. And fuck, I love NWA Power. Right there.
Yeah. Straight
That's
into the
a-
fire with your ass.
I hope they come back
That's
better
the
than ever.
fire.
I really do.
I
Yes,
I
can
hope
we
it comes
throw
out that it was. I
can
hope
we
it comes
throw
out that it
Dave?
was Lagana's choice to switch to Pantera, and now with him gone,
I
we're
was
back
just about
into
to
the
say.
fire.
I was just about to say, can we throw Dave Lagana into the fire?
Yeah, let's bring that shit back.
Here you go.
Definitely.
Like that's gonna be on the
Flames.
like the Fox Den Productions Patreon. We're all gonna gang up, grab Dave Lagana and throw him in a fire. Like there you go, we took care of it for you. Subscribe.
Wow.
Yeah. And then-
It's a lot easier to drink the 40 when the cap comes off, by the way.
Yeah.
Pro tip.
Yeah.
yeah. Open the beer before you drink it, kids.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Get drunk a lot faster when you open the beer.
You know, almost.
Yes.
Yeah, for real. I totally forgot to mention it with Devin around, and I thought about doing it, but that was actually our 40th video. So
Oh,
since I
nice.
forgot, and I went and counted up after, I am now celebrating with a 40.
Nice.
Because how else do you celebrate episode 40 than with a little
With
bit
the
of the 40?
I had a tall can, so I blew it.
It's okay, close enough.
Yeah, it was still a tall order to get to 40 episodes worthy of a tall can. See, it
There you go. Now your shit is coming through. There we go. Perfect.
works. My
Perfect.
beer was open.
Found it.
But yeah, I mean, that's the we'll sit here, we'll talk about this shit, we'll tell you how miserable we are, and then we'll make you fucking laugh. Hopefully,
Yeah.
at least we made ourselves laugh.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it works for you too. You know, it's like, oh, fuck! I keep going back to it. I don't want to go back to it. I'm just sitting here like, Dave. Fuck Dave. Oh my god! And I'm trying to say, like, it's been a crummy week. But on a high
Yeah.
note, we're a few minutes away from Father's Day. So hey,
Son of a bitch.
I know, right? Like, for those that don't know, we were actually thinking about getting everybody on, going live, doing a whole big thing, and we got here, and we waited for Grandma Wendy.
And a business meeting broke out.
We had a business meeting. We talked about
Mhm.
all kinds of stuff we're planning on in the
Yeah.
future, possible guests, you know, the whole nine.
Stock markets, IRAs, retirement
then
plans,
I
all
figured,
that
fuck
good
it,
stuff.
if we're gonna be on this long,
Healthcare.
I might as well record a piece of it, so our lovely fans and subscribers and followers, you know, and all that can have something out of it. Because I mean, we're all
Yes.
fucking fathers. It's almost Father's Day. Here's your
Yep,
Father's
yep.
Day special.
Here you go.
Fuck
You know
it.
what? Speaking, since it's Father's Day, who do you think? I'm trying to get this question out because it's in my head, but it's not coming out of my mouth. It's blah, 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 blah. Who do you think the greatest father in wrestling all time? Who do you think it would be? Considering, like, not just their career, but their kids.
Talking like legacy wise?
Yeah. Like the whole
Mm.
legacy. Like, it started with one father,
You
and
gotta go
then
with
boom.
Rocky Johnson, right?
That's a good one. That's a damn good one.
I would say
I-
Rocky.
if I
and then
had
even
to-
above that, you have the Grand Chief Peter Maivia keeping it even old schooler. If you want to go
Mhm.
father of a father of a father,
Right?
and all that.
That's
Yeah.
to be like, I was gonna,
Family of
honestly,
them.
I was gonna shout out Dusty because I love him.
Oh yeah,
and,
that's a good one.
and obviously his kids. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe none of them. Maybe they don't get to be world champions, but they're damn good
they're
wrestlers.
changing the fucking wrestling world. Definitely, you gotta admit that.
Right, like the Rhodes family has dominated wrestling
Yeah.
almost as much as like the whole Maivia clan, with less numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would have to give slight honorable mentions. Would go to Stu Hart. Definitely.
Got to be
fucking-
Stu Hart, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Brett
despite,
Nolan.
despite some of the horrific fucking parenting tales of stretching his kids out in the dungeon.
Oh, let me get you in this here hole, Dave. You know.
So you don't want to take out the trash, huh? Oh, okay,
I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, I would definitely say I would go him, and then shit, who was the one I just had in my head? It'll come to me.
Well,
Yeah, who was
I'm
it?
waiting to see if Brucey's gonna drop one for us too, because I don't want to.
Dude, I'm thinking. I mean, obviously you've got you got Henning, you know,
I got it.
you got Axel.
I was gonna say Cowboy Bob Orton and Randy.
There you go. I was
Part
gonna
of-
say you got.
maybe
you
he
can go
was
all the
not
way
a
back.
main eventer in his own right, but he was definitely an instrumental part in the early WrestleManias.
Oh,
with
definitely.
Cowboy Bob Orton.
But you
know
can
what I
go
mean?
all the way back with the Hennings. You could say
Yeah.
Larry. You could say Larry the
The
Axe.
Yeah.
Then Kurt, and then you had Curtis Axel. You know, that's a
Who's-
pretty
who
damn
that?
good lineage.
In his defense, his story has not finished being written yet, so we can't write him off yet. WWE
his-
maybe
His
didn't
story
do the
will
best
pick
work,
back up
but-
in a few weeks now, as far as
Yeah.
I remember.
July, I believe it's July 14th is the
Yeah, something like that.
90 days.
Watch him show up at Slammiversary. No, I'm
There's
kidding.
gonna be There's gonna be some
Yeah.
companies blowing up, and
I'm gonna
there's
say,
only
do
three of them that can really
do you
benefit.
consider, because I know they have, like, they're not exactly wrestlers, but they've been in the business forever as far as promoter, wrestler, that sort of thing. How about the Jarretts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jerry, definitely.
Jerry and Jeff.
They definitely have had their footprint in the wrestling business and helped.
And as sad as their tale was, the Von Erichs, Fritz, all the
Definitely
way
that whole
to,
family. Yeah.
the Von
And that
Erichs
one
in
too,
MLW now.
they're Marshall and what's his name, and they're still having their story still being told too. So
Yeah, and their story is being told while they're holding the
Yeah.
MLW Tag Team Championships.
Ross
Yeah.
is the other one. I can't remember. Right?
They're still
Ross and
going
Marshall?
strong, man. That
Yeah.
family, yes,
Yeah,
Ross and Marshall. They're still
Sorry.
going. That family's still going strong and golden. So
Yeah.
Von Erichs are definitely like.
And then
Fritz,
all we
shout
need
out.
is for one of these guys to pop out a baby, and fuck, there's what another
There's the
generation.
next generation. Even with the Maevias, I think I brought it up on the last show. Now
Yeah.
Rock's daughter is
Rock's
at the
daughter.
PC, so there's the next one in line.
Yeah.
They just keep cranking them out.
the Hardys are working on theirs.
Yeah, they were. Oh,
I can't wait. I can't wait to see the Hardy legacy. I mean,
Yeah.
even Jeff's daughters are probably going to be
Yeah.
like WWE Women's Champion someday.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can't wait to see that. Like King Maxwell and all them just come up and take
The
over
Hardy
the industry.
Boys 2.
Broken Maxwell.
I don't
King
know.
Maxwell.
I know.
I don't know how much of it was him just like a gentle ribbon, or if he was real serious. But there, I had heard in an interview that Hunter had mentioned that his eldest daughter, was interested. I believe
Yeah,
she's
he
like
did.
early teens, maybe like 12 or so or something.
Oh
like that.
yeah,
She
she's
showed
maybe
interest.
12 or 13, but yeah,
Yeah.
she's already interested, and that would be interesting
And
considering
now,
she's
I want to see.
a
I wanna
Helmsley
see,
and a McMahon.
Yeah, what about we got, like I said, further that Rock Triple H feud, the next generation now.
Oh, I know
With the
Rock's daughter is a
daughters.
little older, but if she
Yeah,
stuck around and then Triple H's daughter came up,
So,
woo.
here's a question for you. By the end of their career, and Simone's very young, she's not even on NXT yet.
No,
between
no.
her and Flair, who's gonna have the most titles and better career?
Between Simone and Charlotte,
Yeah.
ooh.
Who do you because The Rock and Vince are even tighter than Rick and Vince.
Yeah.
No, it's tough.
So-
I'm gonna.
And the thing too is The Rock has that Hollywood appeal that Ric Flair slowly has been losing.
True.
Because
Very true.
I can walk down to my local fashion mall, Plaza Center, and ask 10 people who The Rock is, and I'm sure they'll tell me, "Oh yeah, he's the Fast and the Furious. Oh yeah, he was the Tooth Fairy." And I ask them,
He
who
was in
Ric Flair is, and they'll
Jumanji.
tell me, "Who?" They won't say woo. They'll say who.
Whoo!
Right, Ric Flair. Guys like us in our late 30s, early 40s, we're fans. We remember him. But the new day, the new crowd, Flair, he doesn't have that swag that The Rock has no more. So I could definitely see with Simone, it's a story waiting to write itself. The gimmick already is money.
I can see her and her father in a tag match at WrestleMania already.
Yeah, and that's the benefit that she has too. We're not going to see Rick base it back up together in the ring with Charlotte and do like some kind of father-daughter dream match because he'll pass out unrobing, right? Like,
I mean, at this point, what'd you say?
I said I gotta go.
Oh, okay, Brucey. Happy Father's Day, homie.
Happy Father's Day, my friend.
Yeah,
Much
see
love.
you later.
Thank you for hanging in there, buddy. We'll catch you later.
I'll pimp
No
the
problem.
IG.
Yes. All right, I was gonna say at this point, if I remember correctly, Charlotte's got what, like 11 championships?
11 if you count the NXT.
And counting. No, I count the NXT. They gotta count the NXT. If you're gonna say NXT is main roster now, you gotta count.
Yeah.
So 11.
The match mattered at Mania, right?
Right. The match had to matter at Mania. So she's got 11 now, and obviously she's got another title match on Monday. Like, but so Lord knows if she beats Asuka, that's 12. That's a tall order for anyone to handle. Like nobody's ever won. No woman has ever won that many titles.
And see, here's the thing too, though. with if Simone catches on and she has the charisma of her father and takes off, she might get a one of these like momentous Oscar title runs that lasts 400
Right.
days,
And
and
not
you're
only
not going to get
that,
the every other month, so your
and
numbers
not
won't
only
add
that,
up. But
if you think about
longevity
it,
wise,
as charismatic, as electrifying, as awesome as The Rock was, he never came close to Ric Flair's title runs.
yeah,
Everybody loved him. He was a much better worker. He was probably as, if not more, over with fans in his prime than Ric
see,
Flair.
but the thing with Flair too is he was uh the generation that he was booked in the era, it was reliant on the title change for the pop. The Big Show needed
Yes,
the title change, whereas The Rock, having the benefit of being on a huge stacked WrestleMania
humongous.
card,
Didn't
didn't
need
have
it.
to be in the main event, didn't need the title belt, didn't even, or didn't need the
And
switch.
he
Maybe he
had a
was the
lot of
champion.
those. He had a lot of those
Yeah,
special attraction matches. Like
momentous, huge shit.
none
Yeah,
bigger than Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania.
yeah.
When it was supposed to be Hollywood and he was supposed and Hogan was supposed to be the heel, and when people started chanting for him, Rock just switched his shit up and turned heel. He's had a lot of those type of matches. But the my original point was like, as great as The Rock was, and he was great, he never came close
The
to Flair's
numbers.
title run.
Yeah,
Vince is trying to turn Charlotte into the female Rick. Like she's gonna set a standard that nobody can come close to.
yeah.
Because even it took what a couple of years ago for Cena to win 16, and nobody, and to that point, everybody either stopped short or never came close.
Never got close.
Um, I don't know if Simone is the one that they would put in that
Yeah,
female Cena role, where like Charlotte won this many titles, and it's been a record for a while, and now here comes Simone to tie it up. I don't know if she's that person. So if I had to pick, and it's nothing against Simone because I hope she's going to be great,
yeah.
probably take Charlotte. I don't think anybody's going to get near her vast amount of title reigns because nobody's going to get the amount of title shots that this woman is
Exactly.
getting.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Simone has with every new wrestler that signed with NXT to every new recruit to that performance center. That list of talent is just getting longer and longer, and you're just
Mm-hmm.
another one on the bottom, and you have so many ahead of you, and your ladder is to climb to that top is going to be so hard.
Right?
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult because she's gonna have to overcome not only like just like Io Shirai alone, and then you have Candice, and you have Mia Yim, and then you have Shotzi Blackheart, you have Tegan Knox. I can go down the list and list of so
Oh, the
many.
list goes
Um,
on and on and on in
yeah, one step.
NXT.
Then you
And then you get the
even
main
lower, you have
roster.
Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne who are still in the
Right.
mix, and
And then
you're
you get and then if you get the main roster, now you're dealing with at least 3 of the 4 horsemen who will
yeah,
probably still be there, and maybe
it's
a
it's gonna be
returning Becky. So
it's a
it's
daunting
not going to
number.
be very easy for you to get yourself over with all these women in front of you. It could still happen, but I don't think she could win more titles than Charlotte has right now, and Charlotte still has
Yeah,
the opportunities. Like she's gonna get on Monday for like the 67, 68th time,
77, 69. Nice.
whatever 69th time. you know, uh, I don't know how many more opportunities she'll get, let alone how many more titles Charlotte will win. So
Yeah,
I don't know if Simone could pass that. I just don't. And it's nothing against her. It's just this is unprecedented.
yeah,
So are
definitely.
you really are you gonna build up somebody to be on that Flair level like you did with John Cena?
I think yeah, I think Simone, when it's all said and done, will have an amazing career. The
Oh
title
yeah.
numbers won't be there, but because of her father, she'll have the big matches. She'll have, like you
Hmm.
said, the bells and whistle matches where
And don't get
out
me
comes
wrong,
David
it's
David Hasselhoff, and they start throwing the celebrity appearances, and
yeah.
out
Even
comes
with
Bob
even with
Barker again to do the announcing or
but
some shit.
again,
Like
even with The Rock, it wasn't like he didn't win his fair share of titles,
yeah,
but he was more about the big. I don't know what else to call them, so I'll just pull a Vinny. Attraction matches,
exactly, yeah,
at big
yeah,
pay-per-views, not just WrestleMania, at big fours, and obviously he had, and maybe she'll actually stick to wrestling, whereas he left to go to Hollywood and obviously became a big star.
huge stuff, yeah,
I just don't see her catching up to Charlotte. I think it's one thing to get somebody from WWE on Ric Flair's level because it was a WWE guy. And a lot of those titles that Flair won were not in WWE. But if you've manufactured Charlotte's legendary title wins, amassed so many titles with Charlotte at WWE, you might not put somebody on that same level like you did with Flair, because a lot of that was like WCW, NWA. There were only a few title runs in WWE, but with Charlotte, it's all WWE.
Here.
So that makes it a little different from her father, where now we got to get somebody from our company to be on that level with Rick, because he did this outside our company. We have to show that we're just as good.
Just as good, yeah. We can make a.
But with Charlotte, you created this. You set. You gave her 70 title shots. She won 11. She won 11 titles. Like, you all under your umbrella. Are you really going to take somebody else and put them on that level with her when she did it all in your promotion? Probably not. Nothing against Simone. I hope she's great. Yeah. Just saying, there's a lot going against it.
Charlotte's on the level that we won't see anybody reach. I don't think there's anybody on the current roster now, like on Raw or SmackDown, that will even surpass or get close to her number of title wins.
Probably not. Like, maybe, I would have said at one point Becky, but then Becky held the title for well over a fucking year, and you aren't going to get it to her back anytime soon. It's not like Charlotte's ever done that. But when you hold the title for a year, it means you can't lose it. Go get it back, or go to SmackDown and win that one, or go to NXT and win that one, or do whatever, because you're the Raw Women's Champion for well over a year, and the only reason you gave it up is because you're, having a baby. So who knows how long that title reign would have lasted had she not, gotten pregnant. I'm not saying she shouldn't have. Well, I'm just saying, who knows how long it would have lasted.
Yeah. What the initial booking was, We
were, a month or two past WrestleMania at that point when she announced she was pregnant and opened the briefcase and the titles there for Asuka. Like, that was, a year and a couple of months. So who knows? It could have been a couple of years where she just held that title. And then what's more impressive, Charlotte's 11 title reigns or Becky's 700 and some odd day run as women's champion?
I hear you.
So, I don't know. Could we put, going back to fathers, could we put Tully in there for Tessa?
Yeah, well, let's see what happens with the Impact. They finally got the pay-per-view. She's going to be stepping back in the ring again.
Right, but I'm just saying, I know everything else withstanding, like, he's a Hall of Famer, had a daughter who's now a world heavyweight champion. That's a pretty good line there, Tully, even if it's just one. You know,
I think because she hasn't been wrestling for a while, she's kind of been out of sight, out of mind. But there was a brief period in the early parts of this year where she was being talked about as one of the greatest wrestlers, arguably one of the best world champion in all of the promotions.
I know.
But COVID-19 hit, and for her safety, she hasn't been wrestling.
I gotta tell you, I know when this show first started in November, I was talking about Tessa Blanchard like every week. Because I was kind of, they sucked me in with this. We're gonna have intergender wrestling to the point where we're gonna have
fucking money.
We're gonna have a woman challenging for our world title, and I'm like, wow. Like, this is some Lucha Underground type shit.
It was good.
This is good. I want to see if they'll do it.
Picking up steam, and they were on a roll, but the virus hits, and so went all our plans.
Yeah, them, us, and everybody else. I don't know. I know they've said that Tessa hasn't re-signed yet. And her contract is up shortly after Slammiversary. Kind of hoping they pick her back up. Because obviously she could go someplace else. I know right now, regardless of the circumstances, the accusations, whatever, if Tessa walks out as a free agent, she's going to get offers from AEW. She's going to get offers from WWE. She's going to get offers from everywhere. But is there any other place that you could go where you could actually be the champion in the promotion?
Pretty much, yeah, top of the game right there.
Probably not. I don't think we'd
Yeah.
see Tessa win the AEW title. And
And
I
yeah,
know there's no
yeah,
WWE or Universal
yeah.
title.
We just went on about over 20 minutes talking about Charlotte, and there's no ways anybody gonna top her range. So Tessa would just be an afterthought. She would be Charlotte's opponent at
Yeah,
taking the pin to Charlotte at the next pay
I
per
think
view.
if anybody I think if anybody could, it might be Tessa, just because of the fact that she's the daughter of a horseman. She's so good in the ring, and everybody knows, like, okay, she was the world heavyweight champion, so of
Yeah.
course she can win women's titles. But
I just think Vince likes blondes more than brunettes, so I don't see her
I don't know. He seemed pretty partial to
getting too far
redheads there for a minite.
for a while. Yeah.
And apparently he loves Karens. I'm not going to go any further than that. I'm saying it's like Karen combat. Oh, but yeah. I could see. It's not that I couldn't see Tessa going anywhere else. It's just, where else could you go where
Yeah.
someone's going to say, here's the title of our promotion. You are the person
The
in this
poster.
company.
Yeah.
Represent
pretty much the
our
poster girl of the promotion.
entire company.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
And even if she does decide to, keep sticking to the women's division, Impact is making moves and snagging names left and right. That
Yeah.
women's roster is stacked.
Oh, it's
We
great.
just saw the Virtuosa make her way there.
Yeah.
That would be
I
that
enjoyed
right
the hell
there.
out
Yeah.
of that. I really enjoyed the hell
That
out of
was a
that.
good
She's
one.
another one.
Yeah.
Another one of my tri-state homies. It was nice to see her. It was nice to see her show up and try to break somebody's arm. And actually look kind of dominant, where
NXT, she was like 21 appearances and didn't win one match or something like that.
They were
Some crazy statistic on her.
They were slowly working her on the mount jobs more at that point, and it's like, okay,
And I have to, and I
'cause you're
hate to
better
be
than
that.
that.
I hate to be that conspiracy guy with the the tin hat, fucking tinfoil hat, but she is related, dating Marty Scurll, isn't she? Isn't she?
Yeah,
And
last I heard.
WWE clearly can't have him, so I don't. I don't know. Is it a message that they're trying to send? I don't know.
I thought she was
How do you
going to
have
show.
such a talented woman and not use her?
I know they can't. I know she couldn't right now, but I honestly thought when they got back up and running, that she would show up in ROH.
Yeah, and that's what her showing up at Impact was such a shocker.
Yeah, that really did kind of like blow me away from it. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad she's there. She definitely looked more on that level that she deserves to be at, as opposed to like NXT and WWE, where it was just, you might as well stick a cigar in her mouth and a dirty shirt on her, because she was right there with the Brooklyn Brawler. Just go out there and job.
Yeah.
Just do your thing. It's like, no, she's better than
Yeah.
that. So I'm glad. I really am. And yeah, the Impact women's division, like, yes, I know 90% of them are thick, but god damn if they can't wrestle.
They can still go. Yeah.
They have
Kira
some of the
Hogan is
they have
fucking
some of
amazing.
the best. Like, yeah, Kira Hogan's like still kind of young, but very good, like getting better every day. I mean, Taya Valkyrie, hey, she's fuck. I mean, she's like one of the
She's
best.
up there right behind Tessa as one of the best women in the whole industry, I would say.
Yeah, I was just about to say that she's like one of the best in the whole business. And they've got her and Tessa, who's also probably one of the best in the business. And they got like Rosemary still kind of doing her thing. I don't think they know what to do with her. Last I saw, she was on a date with what's his name, Johnny, whatever the fuck, the guy that's running around with
Swinger.
Tessa now. No, not Swinger.
No,
Johnny Bravo, the one that comes out with the stuffed dog with Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah, the former ref.
And they were out on a date, and it was weird. She was like, Rosemary was pretending that the dog was real, and then said she wanted to bite its head off. I got lost. I'll be honest. I don't know what one has to do. Before that, I saw her like hanging out with Raven, and I thought, okay, this is better. And then that stopped.
Yeah, they need to stop the comedy and
they
just
need
go
to just
full on
bring.
dark.
Yeah, they need to bring her back to like that full-on demon assassin that she was before, say, like Sexy Star broke her arm. Because ever since that moment, she's just kind of like slowly
Yeah.
eroded into something
They did
different.
the whole Allie and her in the underworld
Yeah, the
storyline.
demon bunny
Killed her
and all
off,
that,
and then when she finally was resurrected, it just wasn't the same. They didn't really
right?
have the same, steam with it. I don't know.
No, but that's, I mean, that like original demon assassin gimmick or
Yeah,
whatever that they
creepy
had,
ass character.
she would have rolled over Sue Young back then.
Yeah,
Like it wouldn't even have been close because she dominated everyone on the Impact
yeah.
roster. And
When
then all of a
Rosemary
sudden the
first
whole
when
thing
she was
happened
coming
in
out with
Mexico.
DK, that was scary
Oh
shit.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
even all those crazy matches she had with Mia Yim back in the day, like
yeah,
in the cage, and that, man, like she was on her way to just superstardom, and then the whole thing happened in Mexico, and then after that, the character
never been the same.
slowly
Yeah,
eroded. Like somehow Impact blamed her for that shit. That wasn't her fault.
yeah.
She did what she was supposed to do. She can't help it if somebody wants to latch on and break her arm after the match. That's
Try to
bullshit.
try to prove a point or some shit. Yeah, no. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was an awkward situation there.
that hurt too because I love Sexy Star. I really did. But once I
Yeah.
saw that, once I saw what she did, I was like, "Nah, I'm done with you, bitch."
Nope. Yeah, you don't put someone else's safety at risk like
Bye.
that.
But I mean, you got Jessica Havoc. You still have Sue Young, who's back now after the whole Susie thing, which even that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I like
She
that. It was
she took
different.
this whole like undead demon bride thing and turned it into this cutesy hello
Cutesy
nurse kind of
little.
situation. And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden she just gets hung and goes back to being the undead demon bride. That was a whole cool little thing. Like
yeah. I would like to see them run with that. The
out
Susie.
outside of maybe NXT, Impact probably has like the next best roster for
Yeah,
women. Like NXT women's division is just stacked. But then Impact's is probably the next deepest out of all of them. Even WWE, like the main roster women's division, Impact might have more talent. Sorry, I said
yeah,
it.
yeah. Impact has more credible title contenders or title holders. I would say.
Yes, because
Yeah,
we're talking about Tyra, we're talking about this person, that person. We have yet to get to Thick Mama Pump, and she's the one with the
yeah.
title,
And she's still there. Yeah, and then don't and they have
and she's
isn't fucking Tennille still
amazing.
there?
Hmm?
Isn't Tennille Dashwood still doing Impact?
I know she was. I don't. I'm
Yeah.
guessing she still is. I think she just kind of. She was
Well, I
one of
mean,
those people that
either way, she's easily thrown back into that title mix.
yeah, she was one of those people that went home when the whole COVID
Yeah,
thing started. But I think she's still on the Impact roster, so you got that one. But yeah, we did. I just now brought up Thick Mama Pump after all these people,
yeah,
and she's amazing in the ring. She's sexy as hell. She's the Impact Knockouts champion. I mean, that division is just so stacked. I would put it against any other division. Like pick, so
you
many
go
and
5 and
have like
5. Yeah,
yeah, have like a Survivor Series style match with promotions, and I'll take Impact
yeah,
because I got my team, and they will whip your ass. I can tell you right now.
yeah.
If we can get Taya and Tessa to get along for like 5 minutes, they'll kill you. That's all.
Definitely.
It's a great division. I hope they're not just blowing smoke out of their ass with these Slammiversary commercials, because we've seen this already if we've watched Impact. Like I've seen the Global Force Network debut, and they
Yeah,
they throw they throw a supposed new pay-per-view on, and it's all this edited footage of
yeah,
guys from other promotions that used to be there but aren't now. Like, oh, here comes Eric Young and Bobby Roode, and they're both in NXT by this point,
yeah.
but they're saying they're
Clearly, yeah,
live.
clearly old footage they needed to finally get use out of, so they threw it up there with no
Right.
clue what the hell they were doing.
Here comes Gallows and Anderson, and it's like stock footage from whenever, and these guys are
Yeah,
in Japan. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You know,
yeah. It was
they
a
already
bad
did
time
this
for
once.
Impact.
They already did it once, and it really didn't work out for them. So I'm hoping that some of these, Slammiversary promises come true. I highly doubt it because you like to think people learn. But again, go back to these situations like we talked about, like the 80s and stuff. Wrestlers thought they could get away with murder, and then they get locked up for sexual assault, drug use, all
Yep.
of the above. And now here we are in 2020, and it's happening again. So you'd like to think that eventually people learn, but
Someone would learn their lesson. Yeah.
sometimes they don't. That's all. I guess only time will tell because we're a few weeks outside of Slammiversary.
Anniversary.
So I guess we'll figure out. Even if they get a couple, it's like, okay, you tried. Good
Yeah,
enough.
Yeah.
Like, all
As long
right,
as
maybe
they make some
you know,
effort to fucking put
maybe you
something
only
out
got
there.
like Eric Young and Mike Bennett, but hey, you tried. Good
Yeah.
enough. More accurate than the first time. You're learning a little bit. You're now 20% better than you were during the global force, Davey. Although sadly, part of that was Jeff Jarrett. Go figure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess this is a good place to stop, especially since it's now technically
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there holding it down.
Happy Father's Day to, of course, Evil Evan and
Yes.
all you dads out there that are holding it down, doing the
Changing the
homeschooling.
diapers and pouring the
Changing the
Similac in the
diapers.
water, and you gotta get it
If
the
you're
right
like me,
temperature.
if you're like me, dealing with autistic kids' meltdowns and trying to put a mask on
Yeah.
them in public, believe me, I know
The
that's not
butt
easy, but
wiping, the spit up,
oh,
the
the spit up, I don't
swaddling.
miss that. I don't miss the spit up at
Yeah.
all, man. Jesus. It's like I can drink all these 40s and not throw up. You drink this itty bitty bottle. Really, dude?
Yeah.
Really? I don't miss that at all. Thank God he grew out of
Yeah.
that. But the struggle is real for dads out there. And if you're hanging in there, if you're doing your thing, if you're there for your kids all day, every day, if you're being a dad like you're
Yeah.
supposed to, then
Much love.
this goes out to you. Happy Father's Day.
Definitely.
From two dads to the rest of the good dads in the world. And if you're not,
Yeah.
get the fuck in your kid's life, please.
Exactly. Yeah.
From
Well, I'll be taking off my belt for a different reason if your asses don't be fucking taking care of
You-
your kids.
you and me both, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
from somebody who didn't have didn't really have a big relationship with that, to somebody who had like a completely absentee father, like might as well have been gone. Be in your kid's life, because it's so
Yeah.
fucked up when you have to be a dad and you didn't really have one, so you have no fucking clue.
Nope.
Like
Flying up the seat of your pants.
I don't know if anybody else is in my position, but as a pro tip, because that was me. Like I got a baby coming, and I'm thinking, man, I don't know how to be a dad. I barely even fucking had one. And then I
Yep.
thought to myself, see what my dad does. Do the opposite.
Exactly.
That is my parenting. That is my whole well of fatherly execution. Like in this situation, what would my dad do? Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do
Yep.
the opposite. And my kid loves me for it. I'm like, okay, cool. This might be easier than I thought. Sweet.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard. It really isn't. All you have to do is give a fuck.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's some sad shit.
Definitely.
I don't want to end on some sad shit. Happy Father's Day to all of you out there, whether you be, Ric Flair or Rock or just a regular ass dad watching this
Anybody.
show on Fox Den Productions on YouTube.
Yes. There's no better gift on Father's Day than to like and subscribe on Fox Den Productions. Your father will thank you.
To an all-father show.
Log under your father's account and subscribe for him too. Do it. He'll thank
Yeah.
you. Better
Yeah.
than any cheap tie you can get him.
And by the way, and
Hours
thank
of
anybody,
endless hours of podcasts.
right? And we want to thank anybody that actually, came in, listened to us go on and on about all this god awful crap in wrestling, and just ranted and raved, and then actually ended up possibly
Enjoyed it.
lightening the mood a little bit. We hope you enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
we want to invite you, if you haven't already, to follow us on social media. You can come to Facebook, search for Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We're a public group. Just drop your
Join.
invite. We'll let you in. You can talk
Yep.
about anything wrestling related. We don't require any
judgment.
approvals on our post or nothing like that. Just
No, we love the discussion. We love the banter. We love the debates. So bring it in.
anyone can post anything wrestling related, and as long as it's not a duplicate, we leave it. We react to it. We comment on it. We may even bring it on this show, which we actually, when we record, we go live in the Facebook group. So that's another perk.
Bonus
You can
incentive
come in,
right
you can
there.
see the episode being recorded, you can get involved in it. You might even
Yeah,
hear your name
you
called
pretty
out
much
on.
run the show for us.
You get to be part of the live audience. So that's a
Yeah.
that's a nice perk right there as far as I'm concerned. You can also find us at Top Rope WT on Twitter. It's definitely growing like a weed. Because I remember, like, a few months ago, I started it and we had like 12 followers, and now we're like 120, 130, just climbing. And we have a lot of wrestlers. We have a lot of other podcasts, like the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast.
Yep.
If you saw them on our last episode, if you saw Devin, I mean, we had so much fun with that guy.
So
We
much
got to get
fun.
both of them in here. We really do. And then of course our Instagram was Brucey
Instagram.
started up.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm trying to.
Instagram. Top
You're,
underscore wrestling underscore or top underscore rope underscore wrestling underscore talk.
There you go. Now you got it.
Find it. Pretty much underscore between every word. Do it.
And if you're thinking like, how do you guys not know your own Instagram? Bruce made the account and he can't say it.
No.
So we did
I
better
just
than
have to
Bruce.
click a little like button that takes me to there. I don't have to type it every time.
Right? Like
Yeah.
we did much better than Bruce did because he can't even say it and he created it. And we do have our Top Rope Corner there, which we started up, and then between pay-per-views every week and Father's Day and that kind of stuff, Bruce did a live show, and eventually every host will come in, do a live show on Instagram, kind of give you, a little bit more, get to know them a little bit, answer some questions,
Yep.
give you their own, side of Top Rope. It's very cool. We've got, a good bit of followers there for something that's been around for a couple weeks. So definitely come check us out. You'll see some, Evil Evan original like memes and artwork. You'll see some of my dumb, goofy shit. It's a good time.
It's
It's definitely there's
Yeah.
a lot of good followers there
A lot of
too.
positivity.
A lot of positivity. A lot of notifications when we're heading on to do a live feed or we posted an
Keeping
episode.
you in the know.
Or, that sort of thing. And as Wendy told you on our last episode, if you haven't watched it, you should. But if you didn't,
Which there's no excuse why you haven't.
we should have sometime Monday. We should get word on a huge is not an understatement. Huge special guest
Big.
from the wrestling world.
Mhm.
And if we do, we will definitely let you know on social media. We may even jump on YouTube or something and let you know, like, yes, this guy is here. He is coming.
Mhm.
We are going to, have him on and ask him questions and so on and so forth. I can't give too much away, but it's a pretty legendary wrestler.
It's a secret.
It's a secret till we know for sure.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Medias.
Yes, definitely. If you haven't yet, invite yourself to Top Rope on Facebook or follow us on Twitter or Instagram because that will all go up there.
Yes.
We may be so excited we may just jump on like YouTube Live and just mark the fuck out because we got them.
Yes.
It's
You
that
see us
kind of
dancing around, enjoying.
Yes, we'll be dancing to like the Emporium music.
Yeah.
From NXT on
Yeah.
Thursday. Shout out to
I got
Breezango.
dibs on Fabio.
That's okay. I wanted marsupial anyway.
Yeah, check out the social medias, guys. Follow us.
Yeah.
Click that little bell. Get your notification
And-
so everything will pop up on your screen when we're coming to you.
And considering we just had a big long meeting about it before we started this recording
Yes.
with Brucey, who has signed off,
Yes,
I am
healthcare
happy
plans.
to announce that merchandise for Top Rope Wrestling Talk is now in the works. We found somebody that's going to make us shirts. We're coming up with price points. We're coming up with websites. We're doing it all. And we are going to get it out to you as soon as possible. So come back.
Yes.
So again, another reason to follow us on social media is so,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who have asked us, you guys got any merch? You got any shirts? You got any this? You got any that? We will soon. And if you follow us on social media, whether it be Facebook, whether it be Twitter, whether it be Instagram, you will be the first to know. And you'll be the first to know how to order it because, we're saying we got merch. We're not saying we're just going to have an unlimited supply.
Yeah.
So if you
We
find
got a
out
warehouse.
first,
Yeah.
If you find out first on social media, you'll be the first ones to get it and grab what you
Yeah,
like.
you'll be the first one on your block rocking that the fine sweet ass merch. So
Right? You might be one of,
be a trendsetter.
you might be one of a few hundred people to have like, the jack of all trades, the master of none t-shirt. So
Yeah,
follow us on social media. Definitely, definitely subscribe to Fox Den Productions on YouTube. Not just for this
yes.
show, which is great, but we still have two other shows, including Mutant Rejects, which hopefully I'll be recording tomorrow, which is, all kinds of Marvel, MCU, mutant discussion, theory. We previewed New Mutants. We've talked about where mutants will fit in the MCU and all the current reports and where things are setting up and what it's looking like. We do all kinds of stuff there. We have a lot of geeky, nerdy fucking fun. It's wonderful. And then Drunk Upon a Time is probably a lot like this because I've had a few of these 40s by now where we just kind of like, we don't really have anything set up. We just have a few drinks.
Just talk.
We get on here. We crack some jokes. We have some laughs. Sometimes shit gets serious. Like the last episode we did, I actually talked about like my first encounter with police brutality at 8 years old, and now I'm 41 and I'm still seeing the same type of shit. I'm like, but that's just a little teaser. The rest is on that
Yep.
episode. You can
You gotta
find it
go
on Fox Den
subscribe.
Production. Okay. But it can go anywhere basically. Like we can laugh, have a good time. We get really super serious about something. We even give out relationship advice if people ask for it. Play games. It's all kind. It's just it's an alcohol fueled free for all. Is the best way I can describe it. It's fun. It can get dead ass serious, but for the most part, it's fun.
Yes.
So,
yes, and you
yeah,
can all be a part of it.
Oh, and if YouTube is not your thing, or you want to take us on the go, listen to us on your car stereo or something like that, we got that covered too. Just go to anchor.fm/TRWT, and you will see all our episodes in audio podcast form. You will see all our platforms for where you can find our podcast if you don't want to listen on Anchor, which you can. But if you don't, we are pretty much found everywhere podcasts are enjoyed, everywhere, including iHeartRadio, which you won't see there. But if you go to iHeartRadio, search for Top Rope Wrestling Talk, we will pop right up, and you can follow and listen to us there as well. So please, either subscribe to the channel, follow one of our platforms, favorite us on Anchor, help us move this show forward. We're already on our way to merch. We're looking to set up some other things, get some bigger guests, and really make this take off. So
and we
I
wouldn't
guess
be able to do it without all you guys, the fans. So thank you guys so much for the love, for the support.
yes.
Keep clicking all those iHeart radios. Keep going to everywhere.
Every
Leave
time
some comments. Leave some
every time I
reactions.
see, it could be a face, someone from the Facebook group or even a comment, down below under our YouTube episode saying, "Oh my God, I love this," or "You guys rock," or "You're awesome," whatever, or "You nailed that," or whatever.
Right here, right in the feels.
Oh, you don't know
Yeah.
how that makes me feel. Like just thank you so much.
I turn a little less evil each time, man.
My heart grows every time.
Yeah.
Like I can almost feel it almost feels like I have a soul. I'm not sure, but I almost feel
You kind of feel a little tingle down there somewhere.
like I just get all warm and fuzzy inside. I'm like, oh, you guys. Like people are like, oh, you're so cool, you're so awesome. And I'm like, no, I'm not, but thank you.
Yeah.
But again, yes, thanks to the fans and
You guys.
of course, last but not least, go find Evil Evan illustrations too on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Just search for Evil Evan illustrations.
Find me. I'm there for you guys.
He has so many cool.
Yeah. You guys want me to draw something for you? Hit me up. I'll draw for you.
He also has a couple of shirts on sale, which I have, but I wore it yesterday and we didn't record. Instead, I got my Father's Day shirt on, but I have my Wrestling on the Brain shirt. It's awesome. He has another shirt or two that he's got on sale. The Evil Edge Evan Originals. That has nothing to do with Top Rope. That's all him. The
all I
top
mean.
rope stuff will be out soon. That part is all him. So
That's coming. That's
find-
coming.
That's coming, but this is already out, and you can order this. So find Evil Evan illustrations on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and you will each page will have little links you
Links.
can go to, order shirts, get your
Connect the dots for
you
you
know,
guys.
get yourself all fly looking when you go to
Yeah.
a wrestling show eventually when the crowd opens
Eventually,
up.
when we're allowed back in there, you guys are gonna be
Or,
the sexiest beasts there.
If you're in Jacksonville and you're headed to a Dynamite, everybody order a show, and you know how they do like the white ends or whatever, like at basketball games where they're all wearing the same T-shirt. Get the same color Evil Evan shirt,
In a
same
row.
design, and be the whole crowd of Evil Evans at Dynamite.
Do
Support
it.
us. We love you. We will see
Do
you next week.
Soon.
Soon. Very
Soon
soon.
enough. Much
Have a
love,
happy
guys.
Father's Day again.
Mwah.
Mwah. Enjoy yourself.
Yes, for Brucey and Grandma Wendy and all the rest that couldn't be here.
Of
Much
course,
love
for
from all of
Brucey,
us.
who had to dip because he was on this
Had
call
dad
forever,
duty.
and Grandma
Dad duty's
Wendy,
call.
who passed out before we even got on this. I'll just say, I'll just sign off by giving her a little tribute and saying, "Stay fresh, cheese bags." Peace.